I noticed that I had a lump in my neck. I was just singing in the car and just casually scratched my neck, and I noticed that I had it, which I thought was weird. It was actually on my lunch break that I went to just urgent care because I didn't have very much time, and they said I need to get an ultrasound, and I had an ultrasound, 3 biopsies, and then I saw an ENT who put a scope down my throat, and everything came back inconclusive. They didn't know what it was, but they suggested that I could get it taken out. There was no rush to do that, but I had it in my throat for a while, so I was like, I might as well get it taken out. On December 9th, we got the phone call that it was cancer, and it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. I immediately worried about being bald because I was 20 years old, and I was really just looking forward to my 21st birthday. I was worried about losing my hair and obviously dying because you hear cancer and that's scary. Josh and I were like a new couple, so we hadn't been super serious, and so that kind of made our relationship, took it to another level.
I think it helped us grow. It just helped it sped the relationship up because that made us understand what we meant to each other that much quicker, and you also got the fear of losing that person. So I kind of got in my mind what would it be like without her, and it was something I realized I didn't want. So then that kind of made me know, yeah, this is who I want to be with forever. So
at Missouri Cancer Associates, I met Dr. Joe and Robin, and they did a PET scan to see exactly where my cancer was, and it was in my 2 shoulders, my neck, and my spleen. And so they gave me my chemo, plan, and then we started chemo 4 days after Christmas.
When we got to know Dana on her first visit, her boyfriend was there. So we got to meet mom, boyfriend, and some siblings. And then as we continued to work with Dana, we saw the relationship grow and change.
I got really sick in May, which was towards the end of my chemo treatment, and I was admitted into the hospital, and it was right before my 21st birthday, and I think I was a lot sicker than I thought that I was, and I spent 2 days in the hospital. Josh spent the night with me every night that I was in there. Even though I wasn't home, I felt very safe and secure here, and I felt they genuinely cared of how I was doing, and it wasn't like it was just part of their job. They genuinely wanted to know how you're feeling, is there anything that they could do for me. And even though it was unfortunate that I had to stay there, I was happy to have the nurses that I had and the doctors that I had.
You always remember certain people, and Dana was somebody who came really, obviously she's young, scared, and I always felt wrongly at the time, a little fragile, just one of those people who you sort of were worried about in terms of their diagnosis. She was pretty sick when we first met her, and she had significant Hodgkin's disease, and obviously was going to need chemotherapy. So I worried about her because she was in school, she was working as daycare, and it just was one of those things that you just have to try to nurse somebody through. Turns out I was wrong. She's a lot stronger person than I really thought at the time, but I saw her grow during that period of time, so it was a very warming sort of relationship, I think.
June 28th, we got the PET scan. I was cancer-free, and that was just an unbelievable feeling. I didn't cry as I was expecting to at first, but then on the way home, it just hit me that my hair's gonna grow back. But it was a lot of emotions because, like I said, we were just new at the time, and so our relationship grew quickly and it became strong. And then, the trials that I had to go through, he was right there with me. And so everything was just really emotional, and I was happy to start living again.
It just so happened that she had an appointment up here at Missouri Cancer Associates on December 9th, which was the 2-year anniversary of her finding out that she had cancer. Dr. Joe knocked on the door like he was coming back in, but it was actually me. And me and the dog came in, and I proposed to her there, got down on one knee and all that. Joe was at our wedding and was an honored guest. If Robin, she had a prior engagement that she had to go to, but if she could have been there, she would have been an honored guest as well.
Accepting my new normal and starting to really live the life that I wanted to live, then I was like, let's just try to have kids. If it doesn't work out, we're not in a different situation than we are right now. We still have Gracie. She's not a human, but she's still, we still love her just as much. And so we started trying. So we took a test, and it was nothing at first. And so Josh walked out, and he's like, see, I told you. And then I was like, Josh, maybe come back. Can you come back? And we looked, and there was just the faintest second line.
It tells you life is pretty amazing, and God has a special plan for us. So it's definitely, we feel lucky. That she came through the cancer. It didn't affect her body in any way, that didn't allow her to have kids, and it actually appears that it's easy for her to get pregnant. So if we want more kids, that should be possible as well.
This experience I'm forever grateful for, because my life is so much better than I thought it would be. And so it's taken me a while to get to the point, because I've had people ask, well, if you could do it again, would you do it? And I would do it in a heartbeat. Even though I lost my hair and my skin was post-it yellow and I stayed in the hospital, I would go through it again, because life is just awesome. The sky is a little bluer, the grass is a little greener, and I have a healthy baby boy and a pretty good husband.
Pretty good.